guys, my name is Mightman, welcome back to yet another weapon review video. Now we are moving on to our next section of how we're doing this. Today we are going to be starting reviewing the X weapons, which today is including the X-MP5, and we will go down this kind of trend of the more upper end of these kind of weapons before we hit some of the big tick items from Raven Ridge as well. So the X-MP5 is going to be the first of this series, and this is quite an interesting one because this came out quite a long time ago, 2019, as you can see here. So this is a bit of an awkward one. So it's a 9mm handgun rifle, handgun ammo, as well as a 55 handgun ammo SMG. It really depends on what version you decide to make. It is a 75 round capacity, very fast reload speed, very fast attack speed, average accuracy, and average critical chance. Now, you need to be level 25 plus to equip it, and you need to have 120 machine gun skills to actually master it. The damage per hit is 20, 100 for crit, and also it shoots cat fast. It's got a noise reduction of 25%, even though it's got a silencer, and this is a kind of like a reskin of an MP5. However, it is actually one of the better end of the kind of late game kind of stuff. Yeah, this one's as unique because you can loot it, you can craft it, and the crafting recipe for this is right here. You need to be level 50, which doesn't make sense. I think we can need to go through some of the kind of crafting stuff here to get spot things up. Now you need the blueprint, an MP5, you need a street dog, 3 devil hound hearts, and a rare metal bar. The craft will use the MP5, if I remember right. So if you get a god crafted MP5, you want to make it yourself, you'll get it to that spot there. Thankfully for me today, I have the 55 ammo, so I can just go ahead and use that today. I will show you the stats with the grind setup here. And as you can see, I'm going to be doing quite a fair bit of damage. Or not, that's quite interesting. But we're going to see how this actually goes, because this weapon, I've not used it in such a long time. It's going to be quite interesting. Okay, so just before we get, before I get hit. So just before we start this, just a kind of preface something here before I really do continue this. Oh, I'm going to, here we go. So, just to confirm something that I have taken back into some sort of consideration. On my Discord, I do these kind of polls to kind of see what people kind of want in the sense of these kind of reviews or going forward, and it seems as if the current setup of me showing it around the bunker and giving you my general opinion as well as the potentiality of this weapon is the sort to kind of advice for this. Now I can obviously chop and change how I want to do this, but I'm only going through what what people have voted for in that sense. And if this isn't up to you as a viewer standard, please join the Discord. Links in the description. When I host these kind of polls, I will obviously cater to what's being asked, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say in this matter. We are now in this place for the boss hive. We do have a QRF to our right, so I think we just start shooting. As you can see, it's got a silence weapon on there. You actually can hear the silence of this. It actually reminds me of the what you call it. Oh, that actually reminds me of the Dusk SMG, and I'm actually doing less damage overall because of the minus 20% there as well. Just kind of note that down. Obviously, SMG right now have had a bit. Oh, I got flung out. Have had a buff, and they've had a bit of a change as well, which is one of the reasons why I want to use the MP5 here. The SMGs, just to confirm, has an extra 10% of damage there. As you can see there, it's 13.9%. My base damage is actually 3.9%, which is understandable for what it is. The other aspect of it as well is the range drop off has been removed, so I'm now doing full damage at all range, which is fantastic. It kind of a good wee thing that this weapon class kind of needs, I think, to make it a bit better. Still not as reliable as others, but this is one of the ones that I would say needed something at least. So on the base of this, it's still not too bad. It's decent attack speed. I have 2% plus 15 from actual dexterity stat. It's a 17 total. It's doing fairly well. I can't say I have any issues with it. Also, with lack of damage I'm doing at the same time, it's also like okay. it's not particularly the worst, but when it comes to dealing with the hordes, it has shown it's kind of lacking that aspect. On this grand scale of things, this is probably it's a solid 4.5, I think. What it is. There's no issues overall fundamentally, but we all know what we're here for. We all want the spectacular aspect of it, and that is obviously the grinding implants as well. So that's them on. Let's talk about lasting. So a substantial increase of the damage here, which is superb. The other thing I noticed is it didn't actually grab any of the horde until they actually spotted it themselves, which is quite good. The spray with the what is that? What is my dexterity now? I'm going to say what 62% is substantial in that fact. Like the higher DPS really does make this gun work again so well. It does with any other gun as well. The fact it's got a silencer as well, I like the sound of it. It's kind of therapeutic for me. I think I am actually going to kill something here in a moment quite quickly. I've got just under 2k bullets left. I'm doing 50 hit, about 56. Hold on. 55 or 58, I can't even read that. Yeah. And I can't say that's actually not a bad actual figure to go with, in honesty. The X weapon series is kind of your middle ground for mid-tier to end game tier in a sense. It's as well. They will do you well, however, obviously fundamentally these are still in the low end of that end game tier. I realistically think the X-MP5 is maybe about a solid 7.5. So obviously my scale of judging these might be a bit off, but in terms of actually using it and different aspects of not having the implants on, not having those boosts as a standard player, to having the end game potential of it, yeah, this thing can destroy quite a lot of the kind of zombies in the game. I think dealing with horde wise, it doesn't. I don't know about having R penetration. Let me just triple check that as well. I just want to make sure. Let's just see. So no, just to confirm, this does not have any R penetration. So, in all honesty, this is going to struggle quite a bit in certain areas. So when it comes to Wasteland, it will be fine. It's not going to be your best weapon to use. However, it will still support you through it. The other avenue is Death Row. Now, with Death Row, it's going to be a lot more of a hindrance because it's when a horde happens, it's going to be armor zombies, and it's not going to be the best support weapon for that. Even though there's a sensor attached to it, you're best not even use that. And Death Row, honestly, because of the negative impacts on your experience down there it can have. Don't get me wrong, if you're going down there to use SMGs, I forget that's totally whack. Raven Ridge, it will be okay. The zombies aren't particularly amazing in that sense either. This will support through the baseline zombies there, like the campers, the maybe the wolves. I'm not particularly sure how well. Bears definitely not. They're out of question, unfortunately. But it's a fundamental weapon, but will support in different aspects. I can't say if wrong. I think what I'll do as well is, because of how old this car weapon is, I should have just went and got the Mastercraft there. The way to kind of upgrade this weapon, I would say to improve it to make it more worthy of your end game potential, if Clayton obviously watches these, is I would say give it armor penetration, or give it something a bit more unique in terms of the piercing. So don't get me wrong, with the fact that when you create it as a 9mm SMG, my advice would be, if you do a conversion to 55, make it a more substantial amount of money instead of 2,500, but you also give it a unique ability, well not a unique, but I give it an ability, like for example, piercing shots. That would be quite interesting when your first shot is with full damage, and then every kind of bullet after that up to like 2 zombies, it kind of just deteriorates to, so it goes from like 100 to 20% kind of thing. That would be my kind of idea of how to kind of give us a bit more of an edge on the later game things, because right now it's not particularly the best here, but it's not exactly the worst. I've reviewed the worsts before already, but I would, yeah, definitely say that is kind of the aspect I would go down to improve it. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it's been informative and helpful. If you are again looking to give some feedback on terms of how you want these weapon reviews to be presented, please check the Discord. That's kind of a fundamental part of it all as well. At least on there you can also see all the bits and bobs I'm doing, as well as I have a few things in the works that I'm going to try and get doing soon. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, great time. I shall see you guys later, and goodbye.